Hello again. So today I just thought I'd talk through what's in my day pack. You've seen me out in quite a few videos, you've seen it on my back. What's in it? Thought I'll also touch on my son's pack because he's got a few different things in his pack even though they're identical. So, pack I'm using, one you see on my back on my videos, is an Osprey Talon 11. My lad has got exactly the same pack in red. Why the Talon 11? I just love it. It's exactly the right size for me. I have also got an Osprey Talon 22, which is what I used when I started going out for the walks, and I found it in the end it was too big and it was encouraging me to put too much stuff in it, and then it was getting too heavy. So yeah, perfect bag. Love it. First of all, I'll give you a little tour about what's on the outside of it. So we start off from the front. You've got your hip belts, fantastic. I've just got a little belt thing around here in case I wanted to just attach something to it. This is a size you may or may not have noticed when I'm out and about. Now, first of all, this little thing here was a freebie at Christmas. I'll see if I can show you a bit closer. It's a little temperature thing. I can't remember the name. You just look it up on Amazon. There's tons of them. They're about £15, but yeah, I got it as a Chrissy present. And it's a bit fun, to be honest. I'll probably use it more when I'm camping. You can just tell what the actual temperature is compared to what you see. The other thing I've got here, and I think it's a Seiko, it's the Finnish company. That is a really good compass. It's a clip-on, tiny little compass. I don't really know how to read maps, but if I ever got in trouble, if the phone stopped working, it'll point me in the right direction. The big item here is it's a Spot GPS messenger with an emergency button on it. So literally when it's on, you lift the flap. I'll show you a bit closer. Press the red SOS button and the cavalry come running. It'll pinpoint it. You don't need a mobile signal. You can also use it to send where you are to chosen people, send out messages to people you want. Pre-existing messages. It's the basic package. Now you might think, why on earth have I, who at the moment spends most of my time walking around the countryside in Sussex, paying for one of these, and bought one? It wasn't that expensive to buy, but yeah, there's a monthly subscription. I think I gave up one of my, I'm not sure it wasn't Netflix, but I gave up one of the TV subscriptions to get it. The main reason is my son. My big worry is, you know, I'm not getting any younger. Things can happen. What would happen if I keeled over in the middle of nowhere out in the countryside? You know, there's times where I can go for a couple of hours without seeing a single other person. So I'm not in the wilderness, not by any stretch. You know, I don't think I've been missing for weeks, but something happened to me. My son may struggle of what he does, but he knows all he has to do is open this thing up, press that button. It's also quite handy because normally when I'm out and about, I put the mobile on flight mode so that I'm not getting any signal or anything like that, because otherwise it just runs down flat. So yeah, that's the reason I've got this. It's just a bit of extra security because of my son, but I guess also if I ever got into trouble, it wouldn't be a bad thing to have. So there you go. So moving round to the sides and the front, what I have on this side, and you might have seen this in my videos, lovely jubbly and all that, little flask. Put my tea in or my coffee. It's brilliant. Keeps your drink warm the whole day. Absolutely amazing. And it just fits in here where you can put in water bottles. Talking of which, I can show you, when I'm on my day hikes, I use a water bladder. This is an Osprey 2 litre. It just goes in the middle there and the tube runs down on the shoulder strap down the side. It's great for day hikes. If I was going on something longer, I'll take water bottles. I don't like them on long distance, overnighters, because you just don't know how much water you've got left. But 2 litres, there's only been a couple of times, I think last summer, where I had to carry extra on top of that. Yeah, the other side is my chair. Trav's got a matching chair. You will have seen us using these. It's a Helinox Chair Zero. They are the lightest for that size. Takes my weight. Very expensive. I mean, God, I think they're well over £100, but it was a worthwhile investment as far as I'm concerned. They're great when you're out and about. I mean, if you can't find anywhere to sit, you know, it's all very well. You can get a sit pad, sit on the ground, but there's nothing nice and putting up that chair, sitting on it. It's also a bit of a party piece. When you get other people walking along, very few people are out with chairs, and they all sort of look at you and some of them go, oh, you've got a chair, and yeah, I think it's chair envy, but honestly, it's brilliant. And then lastly, almost lastly, in the front, rain jacket. Trav's got the same, so I always have a rain jacket, English weather, you never know, I just always put it in. So it's in here if I need it. Now, this is an Outdoor Research helium rain jacket. Again, it's quite expensive. I'll be honest, Trav doesn't have one this expensive. I did a lot of research, and it is bang for its buck. It is a very good. It's over £100, I'll be honest. But to me, it was an investment. You know, I get a lot of rain. Well, I did. Since I bought it, I don't get rained on. But there you go. Maybe that was worth the money. But yeah, Outdoor Research helium raincoat. And then on top, let's see, I've got a little bit of paracord here. You never know. Break your leg, pull someone up from the side of a bank. I've never had to use it. It's there for insurance. And then I've got a few little bits hanging off. So these wire things you can get off Amazon, just in case I ever needed to tie anything up, anything like that. But that is the outside of the pack. So this thing's got 2 hip pockets. I'll show you what's in each one. As I say, this is my day pack stuff, not necessarily what I'd be overnighting. Little pouch here. This has got my other microphone. I've got this one, which is a wired in one. I've been having problems. If you don't use a microphone, it sounds awful. I've had a few problems with my mics. One, I managed to somehow yank it, got stuck in my belt, broke it. The next one, in fact, I think, no, it wasn't this one. And another one, what happens is if it's wired and you unplug it because you're putting the phone away or something, it kept falling out my pocket. And the next thing I knew, I was dragging it along in the mud, treading on it. Wouldn't work. So I have still got another wired one, which I will use occasionally. But I also have bought this remote Bluetooth one. And it is working really good. Don't have to worry about the wiring, but it doesn't last that long. I mean, it's USB rechargeable. It's just on Amazon. It's a cheapo thing. Those microphones, I haven't got any fancy expensive microphone. It does the trick for me. I also have an Anker 10,000 milliamp battery. Let me just open this. Yeah, it's an Anker 10,000. I use this for through hiking, overnight hiking, that kind of thing. I didn't used to carry this until recently, but since I started doing the YouTube videos, it's using up more power on the phone. So I thought I'd better have this as a backup. I mean, at the moment, I haven't ever had to use it yet, but I thought keep it as a backup. I don't worry about the weight on this thing. It's not heavy. Lighter, just in case. Gave up smoking years ago, but you never know. Get caught out somewhere in the wild of Sussex. Some elastic bands, who knows? Some lip gel. That's that pocket. I'll pack it back as I go if I can. There's not enormous amounts, don't worry, it's not going to be that long. Right, so the other pocket is like my emergency supplies. As you'll see, we usually take lunch if we're going to be around at lunchtime, but there's a few bits in here. What I call it, it's called SIS, it's Go Energy juice thing. I and my son, we call it Gloop. So if you're feeling a little bit down on your old energy levels and you're out, just use that. And there's a couple of oat cereal bars in there. So this, sometimes I'll, if I need a bit of a booster, we've got that. So that is the 2 outside pockets. So I shall now show you what's inside. Okay, so inside, there's a couple of pockets. As I say, this backpack is fantastic. So you have like an outer little pocket here. And what I carry in here is some hand gel. Don't use it very often, but it's there. You need to wash your hands. I have my head torch, the trusty Nitecore NU25. Honestly, it's amazing. It's got red light as well. I haven't paracorded it to save a couple of grams. To be honest, it feels comfortable with this thing on. I'm not worried about the weight of it. It's rechargeable. It's fantastic. Nitecore NU25. I got this for Christmas. So I think my daughter said, what do you want? And I thought, I've seen YouTubers with this. It's like one of those wind things. And I have tried it a couple of times. I think when I'm up on a hill, I might give it a go, just for a bit of fun. It tells you what the wind speed is. And then what else have I got in here? A couple of miscellaneous bit more. Oh, more lip gel. I have a little red light, a bicycle light. The reason I've got that is if I go out with Trav and it's dark or go out for a night walk, I stick that on the back of my pack so it shines a red light so Trav can see where I am, so he doesn't lose me. Another lighter, some string, just in a ball, you never know. A couple of, or one of, hot hands. I'd recommend just always have a packet of those. Last for hours. I've never needed it, but it's there. You know, insurance, you're out on a day hike, you never know what's going to happen. And then I have a couple of bottle tops. And the reason I think they must be in there, I use these for pushing in pegs in the tent. And you've got these sharp pegs, and it's not always wise to use your great big boots in case you bend them or anything. I just use those to stop them digging in my hand. Why they're in here, it could well be. I think why they're in my day pack. I think it might be also because Trav or I may carry smart water bottles, and if the lift up cap goes on it, we want something to secure the water. So that's probably why I dumped them in there. I mean, sometimes you've got to put things in a day pack. You're not going to be using it all the time, just in case. So I'm on to the main part of the bag, which is here. When you open it up, again, you have a tiny little pocket. I try not to put too much in here because of the water bladder. It takes up a lot of room. There's not tons of room in here, but I do manage in winter months, as I'll show you. I have the obligatory mask, although I don't really need to wear it many places now, but it's in there just in case. I have another hot hands in this little packet. I don't have too much or anything else. Actually, tell a lie, I'm finding something. Ah, yeah. The other thing I have is my knife. Big scary knife. It's actually a tiny little Swiss Army knife. Perfectly legal in the UK because it's very short and it's not like fixed blades or anything. It's got that. I mean, I won't do a whole review on it at the moment, but it's got bits and bobs. It's fantastic. It's just in case. Might need it for something. You don't need some great big hunting bushwhacking knife unless you're out there doing bushcrafting or something. Just in case you had to do something, cut some string, I don't know. It's there. I haven't had to use it yet, but it's there in case I need it. So handy stuff. Right, the main bag, you'll see the room there. Pretty good. As I say, I try not to, well, I will put gloves and things in here, but because of the water bladder, it pushes it in while it's full. So there isn't tons of room. What I do have, and again, I'm not going to go through it all now, maybe that'll be another video. That is a first aid pack, quite big. This is, actually I'll have a separate one for when I'm going like ultralight overnight hiking. But first aid kit, I sort of built it up, things I need. I've used it twice. Once I had an altercation with some barbed wire and I used it on myself and also to fix my down jacket. But it's there just in case. Oh yeah, and once my daughter, I think, cut her finger. But you've got to have it. I mean, hopefully you have it, you never need it, but it's there. Yeah, have a, just lying in the bottom, I have a hanky here. You never know. Now, strange enough, Trav has a matching orange hanky. When I bought them, I thought, in case you ever needed, you know, you were lost or something was going wrong, well, you can see that from miles away. So I thought, yeah, just in case we'll get hankies. Nearly at the bottom, there isn't much in here, as I said. Rain cover, they're not completely waterproof. And right at the bottom, I have a little, not a lock zip, waterproof bag thing. Cheap, again, a bag off Amazon, one of those roll up ones, but it will keep the water out. And I think this just has spare socks, yeah. Spare socks, you never know, never had to use them yet. There is one of those disposable poncho rain jackets. Why have I got that if I carry a rain jacket? I think it's in case I'm out with one of my family or someone I'm walking with and they forget to bring a rain jacket. Just in case. Just in case. I have a mosquito head net. Again, I've never had to use it. Luckily, you know, there's not a problem with insects down here. We probably wiped it all out with pesticides. But you never know. Might end up doing a day hike in Scotland, but it's there. And then last but not least, I have a bivvy emergency sleeping bag. If the worst happened and you were waiting a few hours and it got dark and you were perhaps waiting for emergency services or something. So that is my bag. Yeah, so where's the clothes? What do I do to stop myself getting cold? Well, the other stuff, I'll show you, is the extra things I carry. So I've got the really cold gloves if I need them. I have these, you've probably seen these. These are like my hiking gloves. They're great holding the cork poles. Slightly warmer weather gloves. I have a merino wool bandana thing, muff, whatever. Trav's got a matching one because I only bought that for this season, because last season I don't really wear a scarf out there and it's quite bulky, but this is really good, really warm if I need it. And then I've got 2 hats, but this is the really warm winter hat. Those generally will go in my pockets, in my puffy or something, which is why you might think I'm 9 months pregnant. It's not just because I'm fat, it's because I put all the stuff in there that I need. And some of it may go in here, but like I said, when I've got everything in there, there's not a lot of room. But I've found that I can carry everything I need. Anything extra I can just hang on the back or put it in Trav's bag, which I'll show you in a sec. So, my son's bag. I'll give you a whiz through. It won't be quite so comprehensive. You don't need to know about the makeup of it because it's exactly the same as mine. I don't just duplicate what I carry. I sort of try and complement what I've got. So when he's there, there's a few extra bits he may need. So yeah, the chair, spent the money on the 2 of them. There's no way I can have a lovely expensive chair and say, right, sit on the ground, my son. In fact, if I'm out with one of my daughters, like there's 3 of us, I end up giving her the chair and I'm the one sitting on the ground. There you go. So yeah, on that side, water bottle he has. It's empty, but you know, he's got smart water bottle. Brilliant stuff. Raincoat, same as me. Paracord again. Never have too much paracord. You never know. Hopefully you never need it, but it's there if I ever need it for anything. And again, another. He's got a carabiner on here. Raincoat, not quite as expensive as mine, but does the trick. Who's that by? Highlander Stow and Go. Not too expensive for Amazon, but used it loads of times. Keeps you dry. Nothing else extra I can think of. Oh, don't know why he's got this, but there is it's one of these emergency bracelet things. It's just because it was there. It's got a little fire starter, it's got a compass, it's got a whistle. Even though there's actually a whistle on the backpack, it's there. Just in case, you know, it's not costing any weight. If he was on his own, someone was trying to help him, it's possible to start with 5, and that's a backup. He's got this thing called a twiddle mitt because he's always fiddling with the back, so I've stuck this on it and he can fiddle with that if he wants to. He's a bit of a fiddle with a bag type of guy. Right, so side pockets. Right, first one, a couple of bars, spare rubbish bag, leave no trace. Now, because it's winter, another present I got was one of these USB hand warmers. Again, it's a cheap one off Amazon. I can't see the make on there, but there's loads of them on there. Just look up one that's got a good recommendation. Now, in the summer, obviously, it wouldn't have been in here, but I thought this would be handy to have just in case it suddenly gets cold. You know, you've just always got to be ready for what the weather might throw at you, especially when you start going up the hills. What you read as a weather report, I mean, let's say take Ditchling, right? Might say 10 degrees in Ditchling. You get up on top of Ditchling Beacon, which it won't tell you what the weather is exactly out there, and you could be like dropping to -1, -2. I know that doesn't sound terrible, but when you're not geared up for it, it is. Anyway, to stop rambling, hand warmer. It lasts, oh god, I think I've switched on. No. Anyway, it lasts for hours and hours and hours. I've tested it out. And it gets really hot. So you turn it down to a reasonable level, it lasts for hours. So it could possibly be a lifesaver for one of us. Although I've got the hand warmers. I was going to say I haven't got 2 of them. He'd get it, he'd get it. Just the other side pocket, another charger, very small one, just plugs into the back of the phone or whatever you want, it's USB Type-C. This was the one I originally carried in my rucksack, backpack, until I started doing YouTube videos. I wanted a bit more power, so he's got it now. So I've got even more. And then there's this little ditty bag, I guess you'd call it. What's he got in here? Again, backup stuff, lip gel. 3 batteries. He's got a head torch too. Takes batteries, so backup batteries. There's a lighter and I don't know if this, hopefully it still works. I do test it now and again. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hand torch. Never have too much light, just in case. As I say, we're normally just day walking. We do have done the odd night walk. It's quite good fun, but normally, you never know, especially at this time of year. Suddenly gets dark, you get caught out. Doesn't do any harm having it. I'll go through the inside of his bag. So again, exactly the same layout as mine. Top pocket. Yeah. So hand warmer. Actually, I don't know why. Got some extra bags. Yeah. What have we got then? Oh, some tissues. You know, hopefully we never need to use them. He's also got this thing. It's like an emergency contact card that I got made for him. Just in case, because if he was out on his own and he's doesn't know what to do, someone could read that card, see what help he might need. It's got my number, which wouldn't do a lot of good if I'm lying there, but it's also got his mum's number, and sort of says his name and stuff. Not that you can't say his name, I don't know why, but it's there, so somebody could help him is the gist of it. If the worst happened, hopefully it never would, but that's my big fear. Right, okay, inside, not a lot. Rain cover, same as me. The matching hanky bag. It's always good to have plastic bags, you never know, you just don't want to leave rubbish around. And again, bottom of his spare socks, same as me. Yeah, so there's a little bit of variation in there. Now, he's got lots more room than me, which is why I'm making carry lunch. Same with the cold weather gear, he'll pack it in his clothes, but he will have a little bit more room to put stuff in, hence he carries the lunch for me because I've got the water bladder. So yeah, that's it. Now you know the secrets in our day bags. It's just practical stuff, you know. You've got to think of the main things. What happens if the light goes? What happens if we're trapped out there for a while? Hence the emergency bags. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you, he has got a head net and an emergency bivvy bag, same as me, in his clothes bag. I didn't bother getting it. It's exactly the same as mine. So he's catered for. We could both sit in our bivvy bags, freezing to death. So yeah, it's practical things, but I just don't put too much in. Check the weather, allow for variation. Never trust it says it doesn't rain. And just pack whatever extra you need. Obviously in winter you're going to be bringing out more. But I don't vary much. What I carry now is the same as I carry in the summer, except I wouldn't be carrying all the gloves and the scarves, and I've got a light bandana and a much lighter cap, etc. But that's really it. I hope that's given you a bit of an insight. As I say, I might review some products at some point, but most of that stuff, apart from what I specifically said, you can just get it off Amazon. How much you spend? Well, I think it's worth investing. If you're going to spend a lot of time out walking, invest in a decent rucksack. They're not cheap. There's something, I don't know if they're 60, 80 quid. You'd have to look it up. Osprey Talon 11. They're worth the investment. They give you like a lifetime guarantee. Personally, if you're going to take this, you know, go out, take this up, go out a lot, spend the money. The rest of it, like the raincoat. Only reason I've got a more fancy one is because I do go out overnight, cab, hike, that kind of thing. So that's it. See you next time.